Okay, I wanted to add my regimen for taking methylene blue. Okay, so this product right here, this is the one that I have procured. You can check Amazon for this product, that's where I got it. It is USP and 1%. So every drop has half a milligram. Moving on to this slide, gives you some instructions. Step 1, dilute the concentrated methylene blue solution with distilled water. I'm not using distilled water. I'm using lemonade. Any lemonade that you like. You can use any particular beverage that you like. I've tried apple juice. Lemonade is, I like that taste. And then start with the dosage, which is half a milligram to 4 milligrams, and that both are per kilogram of body weight. So half a milligram per kilogram or 4 milligrams per kilogram. So this is called titrating the dose. So you want to find what dose is going to work best for you, and anywhere you look, you're going to hear start low, and I totally agree with that. I started with, personally myself, 5 milligram doses, and then I started titrating up to a dose that I find good for me. But before you drink it, you want to go to step 2. So this is pretty important. This talks about the redox aspect of it. So on step 2, you want to add, it says here, 1/16 teaspoon of ascorbic acid to enhance absorption and reduce staining. Then let it sit for 3 hours. So I'll say a little bit about that. So when you add ascorbic acid with methylene blue, USP, you're going to get a oxidation reduction reaction. I'm not fully keen on the chemistry exactly, but what I understand is that the methylene blue is going to accept a free electron, and it becomes reduced. And at the same time, the ascorbic acid, which is also known as vitamin C, becomes oxidized. And I've heard in other opinions that they're more optimal, both the methylene blue and the ascorbic acid become a more optimal form for human consumption. Both are going to be better for you. The methylene blue will be more effective in donating that free electron to your body, to your mitochondria, and the ascorbic acid will be more effective also in doing what it does. I add more than a 16th teaspoon. I do about a quarter to a half teaspoon, probably closer to a quarter of a teaspoon. And I'll show you, this is the product that I use for the ascorbic acid. And it's something you can find on Amazon. It says vitamin C powder, but it's ascorbic acid. That's the only ingredient. So back to step 2. Yeah, very important step. I've heard people just take straight methylene blue, but I've also heard opinions that you're not getting the most out of it. You really want to combine it with ascorbic acid so you get that redox reaction and you optimize both methylene blue and ascorbic acid. And then step 3, split the dose, taking half in the morning and half in the evening. I recommend this when you're doing your titration. And again, titration is when you're starting small and you're trying to find the best dose combination for yourself. So I myself have started with doing half in the morning and half in the afternoon. So I would take, when I first started my journey with this, I started with 5 milligrams in the morning and then 5 in the afternoon, and that was good. And then I started to find that I liked more in the afternoon, so I would take more. So I would take 5 milligrams in the morning and then 10 milligrams in the afternoon. And it says color will change from a very dark to almost translucent blue after ascorbic acid is added. Yes, that's correct. So the mixture that I make has lemonade, is with lemonade, and it is a definite dark blue. Then it gets a very translucent, kind of cyan colored, which is a nice color to have. A little more detail on what I use. I use small, I think they're 8-ounce plastic bottles, and then I put about 6 ounces of lemonade. I'll then add the ascorbic acid, about a quarter teaspoon, shake that up, and then I'll add the drops to dose 5 milligrams of methylene blue. And then I give that, close the cap, give that a good shake, and then let it sit for 3 hours. I've noticed that it doesn't take the full 3 hours. If you do a quarter teaspoon, it might be ready to go in about 2 hours. Probably less, actually, but about 2 hours, and then you're ready to go. If you're in a pinch, you can probably make that mixture and then take it right away, and then you'll probably be okay, but I would suggest waiting. You want to get that cyan color. And I've heard that you don't want it to be clear. I have seen a video where a gentleman mixed a large amount of ascorbic acid with a little bit of methylene blue, and the solution became clear with a little bit of white cloudiness to it. But I heard that another opinion that you don't want it to be clear. You want it to be a little bit cyan. I'm not sure why, but I've heard that from a good source. So what I do is I get all these little 8-ounce bottles. I have probably about 10 of them, and each bottle is a 5 milligram dose. So I'll take as much as I want for the morning and as much as I want for the afternoon. Another thing to consider is the half-life, or the how long it's going to be lasting, because it is a synthetic chemical, methylene blue. So you want to be mindful of the half-life. So you don't want to be taking too much, because there are certain levels where you don't want to go exceeding too high. You want to, again, build up to that point. Again, I'm taking these lower doses. They're not micro doses. They're lower for more mental and some general mitochondrial benefit. So be mindful of the half-life of this. I've heard various opinions. I've heard from as low as the half-life of 4 hours, from up to 12 to 13 hours. So, use your best assessment. I've heard 6 hours, so I've heard many numbers between 4 to 13. So, figure you want to probably be more conservative and possibly start with a higher number. So just be mindful, and everyone's different. So your body might process it in 4 hours, some may need longer, depending on your health status and your situation. So again, share the video, look into it. This is my regimen. These are the products that I use. This particular brand. Very happy with it. Thank you so much. Okay, wanted to add some additional information for you guys that could be helpful. So I've been taking this regimen, as I call it, of methylene blue with ascorbic acid for a little over 2 weeks now. It has been amazing. It has really been working in so many ways that you can find out about just by searching online. Mental improvements, physical, less pain. I feel like I have not been getting ill, not getting the typical winter illnesses that a lot of people around me are. Been feeling very good with this. I take a day off every often to consider that half-life factor, so that I don't stack and then you end up having a large amount in your system. Also, the rumors about the urine being colored are true. You're going to have either a bluish or kind of a greenish, because it's going to mix with the color of the urine, which is typically yellow, and you're going to get either greenish or other shades of blue. That's definitely true. Doesn't always happen. Sometimes it's clear, but sometimes it's got that color to it. Another thing that I do, why I like to take more of it at night, is because night is when I'm able to do my red light therapy. And I think I've heard that this is another excellent way to get the most out of methylene blue. If you have the ability to do so, get yourself a red light therapy setup that has infrared also. So, not to get too much into this, but when my bulbs that I have 36 watt bulbs, and they are able to emit. Again, you can get this on Amazon or any local place you can. They can emit 660 nanometers red and 850 nanometers infrared red light. And I am also grounded to my house electrical system, which is technically the system neutral, but it is, I do have a ground rod and it is connected to the copper piping in the house. So it is grounded to the earth. And I don't have a ground. I am working on getting an actual independent grounding system that's grounded to the earth only for human grounding for these therapies. So I have an anti-static wrist strap. You can also get it on Amazon, and that's connected to my arm, and that's got a connection that plugs into the little white wire that connects to the wall ground, and that then grounds my body. I'm laying on a futon mattress, and I have the red light bulbs, multiple, surrounding me. I'll do that after dosing the methylene blue at night. I'll give myself an hour. Oh, and that's another aspect of it. I've heard opinions that you will likely start feeling the effects of it at about 15 to 20 minutes, and then definitely at about an hour, you should be certainly feeling the effects of it. So at about an hour, I'll start laying down. After taking the methylene blue, give it an hour, lay down, ground with the strap, turn on the bulbs, give that about half hour. And the red light bulbs have to be, there's specifications that you want to be a certain distance. You're looking for a certain milliwatt per square centimeter dosage of the red light. Not to get into that, but look into that. And then you want to be, on that, I'll recommend about 50 milliwatts per square centimeter dosage of red light and infrared light while you're doing the methylene blue. Again, it's up to you. You can do stronger, you can do lighter. That seems to be working very well for me, and it's just taking this to a whole nother level. It's just amazing, absolutely so healing. And I'm gonna add some more updates to my journey with this, and this is at about 2.5 weeks into starting. And I'll give you more details and a little more updates in the future. Again, wish you the best. Take care.